I thought I would start at the very beginning because that will give you an opportunity to get to know a little bit about me in case you don't know anything about me or my business. And then if you have any questions at all, please feel free to leave them as a comment. I am Gina Mayo and I'm a homeschooling mom of 8. 4 of my kids have already graduated, so I still have 4 at home. And I'm also a music teacher. That was what I went to college for. And I taught school for 5 years before I had my kids and decided to stay home with them. And then I started blogging about almost 20 years ago. I cannot believe that. Gosh. But my daughter was a baby, my 4th daughter, and she will be 19 soon. So, wow, almost 20 years ago. So anyway, I started blogging at ichoosejoy.org and got used to just blogging for fun and sharing things about my homeschooling life and family. And occasionally I would share something related to music education because that's my background. And I love sharing ways that people can help homeschool music in their homeschools. But then I started to want to have it be more as a business. So I thought I really want to do music, and I decided to niche down, which is a very common thing they talk about in online business, to niche down. And my niche was music education for homeschoolers. So I started a brand new website called musicinourhomeschool.com and started creating music lessons. I was teaching at my homeschool co-op at that time. I turned the lessons that I was teaching there into an ebook and started selling that on Teachers Pay Teachers and through my store, a really inexpensive online store that I was running at first through I Choose Joy, but then on Music in Our Homeschool. But then I started learning more about the online course option, and Teachable was really popular as an option back then and doing some really innovative things and some creative things. So I joined Teachable, which is an online course platform. Some others include Kajabi or Podia or Thrivecart. There's a lot of them out there, but I started with Teachable, and this was a long time ago, 2015. So I put that ebook version into an online course version and started selling it that way. Then I started making more courses. That one was particularly for high school so that they could use 20th century music appreciation, music history as a fine arts credit course. But then I started writing some for elementary kids and then added more and more as people would request things. Then I started hearing about memberships, which is what we're talking about today. What is a membership? Why? I love that I have switched to a membership option and how you could do it too and be successful with it. So I started hearing about memberships and I thought, what can I do to create a membership? Because I'd really like some recurring revenue, right? That's a nice thing to know that I'm not just going to make money when I launch a new course or throw a sale or something, because yes, you can get sales every day, but it's not usually that common. But with a membership, they are going to continually be charged every month or every year if you do the yearly membership option. So how do you turn what you want to sell, what your niche is, what your product is, what your idea is, into a membership? This is what I did. And then I want to talk to you that there's so many other ways to do it. But what I did was, since I already had a bunch of courses written, I decided to make my membership be that they could get access to all of them. Kind of like if you joined Netflix or something like that, you get access to all of the movies and TV shows that they are streaming. So I started with, you would get access to all of the elementary courses. And then about a year later, I created another one that said you would get access to all of the high school courses. But then I wanted to simplify it. So I eventually put those together. But I didn't want it just to be that. It needed to be something special and something new every month, which is something that Stu talks about. And I'll tell you a little bit about him in a couple of minutes. So I created a new live lesson that I would teach live through Zoom every month for my members. And I would include a a printable pack, and this was something that other people couldn't get. I have not taken those lessons and sold them separately. They're just for my members. So that's one thing that they would get. I also created a calendar of music lessons for the week, a different lesson a day. Since they had access to so many of the courses, I would pick out lessons from various ones and say, today do this lesson, and here's the link. And it would be so super easy for them to just click it, and it's showing on their TV or just, holding their phone or iPad up and do the lesson with their kids that way. So that's how I started with my membership. And let me tell you a little bit about Stu and how I believe that he truly helped me to be successful with this. I first started hearing him talking about memberships. I think it was in the summer of 2016. And he was on actually, maybe it was in the spring. It was probably about this time, but all those years ago. And he was on some podcasts, and I was listening to his ideas, and he would give some tips. And I wasn't ready to join his course, but I just took all of his free tips because he shares a lot for free. He's very, very helpful, very easy to understand and listen to, and fun to listen to. So I took all of his tips and I tried to implement those when I started my membership that fall. I studied through the summer and wrote down things and got ideas and got everything together. I was also watching a friend of mine who was starting her membership, and she had gone through his course. So I was just watching, from the sidelines to see, what is she doing? What are her emails like? How is she pushing this? I just watched what she was doing based on what she had learned from Stu, and I just implemented some things like that when I started my membership that November. Now, when he came back around the next spring, I did his free workshop, which is happening again this week on Thursday. Starts on Thursday. He has several different sessions of it. I learned a ton through his workshop, just the free workshop, but I did take the course too, and then started implementing some of the things that he taught in the course into my membership, and I just saw it like shoot up. It's just been amazing, the things that have happened with it for the past almost 5 years, because I started it in November. November of this year, 2024, will be my 5th year. I have had this recurring revenue. I have raised my prices. I have improved the course. And every time I open for enrollment a few times a year, but I do have different launch strategies every time I open it. So that has been really exciting to see how my income has stayed steady. But here's my next goal. I want my income to grow. I want my membership to double. That is my goal for this year. So I'm trying some new strategies. One of them, and this is made possible because Teachable has added this option into their platform, and it's to have tiers. So I'm sure you've seen some memberships where you can choose a lower tier, a mid tier, or a higher tier. So that's what I'm going to add on May 1st when I open up the membership again. So I'll have a lower tier, which will be quite inexpensive and affordable for all homeschoolers. Of course, they won't get as much, but it will still be extremely helpful for those who want to include music education into their homeschools. Then a mid-tier, and then my high tier will be adding some new things that I'm really excited about. I'm not ready to share everything yet, but it's more fine arts rather than just music. That's a little hint. And adding a community, because that's a new option that Teachable has added. So really excited about that. And I think it's going to make it possible for my membership to continue to grow. So enough about me. Let's talk about you and what you might want to do with a membership. So the first thing is you have to have an idea. And if you don't have an idea yet, I do have a download. I'll post all the links in the comments as soon as I'm done here. But I do have a download that gives you ideas. Now, if you start to do the membership workshop with Stu McLaren this Thursday, He says, don't worry about if you don't have your idea all set. If you're still thinking about things like, what do I want to do? I know I want to do something, but what will it be? You don't have to worry about that yet because they have people that are super helpful in helping you figure that out. But I have some ideas that I thought would be great if you're specifically in the homeschooling market, or if you're a homeschooling mom. Maybe you're not going to just sell to homeschoolers, but so subscription boxes. I don't know if you get any of those, but those are really popular right now, still very popular. I get one from Israel, which is some things made by artisans there. I get that every month. Question: do you recommend that I start my first membership without tiers? That is a really great question. I'll go ahead and answer that right now, and then I'll head back over to talk about the ideas. One thing that Stu will hammer into our heads is, and now I'm probably going to mess up how he puts it, but basically start simple, get it done. Done is better than perfect because you're never going to be perfect anyway. So yes, I think you should start your first membership without tiers. Make it as simple and easy as possible for you and maybe for your market to understand it, because simpler will make it easier for you to get it out there and start selling it and start making money and start making those people who are using your membership be successful. So yes, I would recommend starting your first one without tiers, starting simple. And he has so many different things, so many different ideas that you would learn in his course. But that's one reason why, and I haven't even mentioned this yet, but I do the course every single year. I started it back in 2016. I have gone through it again every single year, and he does not refilm it every year, but I go through it every year because I'm at a new level where I can understand things, and maybe I've got some systems in place and I can add more to it. Then I'll listen to the lessons again. I'll say, oh yeah, I forgot about that part, or I haven't done that yet. Now I'm ready to add that. So yes, it's really wonderful to think about how you could start simple, but then you can add more later and keep growing with it. Some other ideas, the subscription boxes, but this could be things that homeschoolers would love. It could be something educational, maybe art-based, preschool sensory boxes, STEM activities, wood crafts or other types of crafts, history projects. So some really fun things that kids could get every month that could be educational for them. But you could also have things for the moms, like maybe a coffee or a tea or a jewelry box, t-shirts, homemade soaps, other things with essential oils, homemade bows or press-on nails, so many different things. So that would be for subscription boxes. A lot of homeschoolers have memberships that are like tutoring services, and it would be a monthly fee, but you continue to get these tutoring or lessons. So music lessons or art lessons, writing, dyslexia training or tutoring, foreign language, math tutoring, college prep, even sports training could be done through a membership. Clubs are another awesome idea. I know that people are really wanting community and community with like-minded people. Some of these people are pretty remote, and if they don't have some others around them to meet with in person, then having an online community is a great option too. Could be book clubs or Bible studies, doing sewing or handcrafts together, or paint parties. Just encouragement or support for homeschool moms, very helpful. And then there is the options of some services that you can do. I've seen homeschooling printing memberships, proofreading, being a virtual assistant or graphic design or accounting services, photography, and all kinds of coaches, life coaches, fitness coaches, weight loss, health, homeschool coaches, of course. So those are just a few ideas to get your mind thinking about how you would want to do a membership. Now, maybe you already have a business though. If you already have a business and you're okay sharing it, I would love to know what it is in the comments. And if you already know what you want to do for your membership, please let us know about that. But if you have a business, but you don't know how to turn it into a membership, go ahead and ask, because maybe just asking others, we could come up with some ideas and brainstorm together. I do want to encourage you to definitely take advantage of that free training that starts on Thursday, because even if you choose not to sign up for the course, like I told you, I didn't the first time I went through his training, you will learn so much. It'll get your brain moving and ideas flowing, and you'll just get excited. And I'm excited for you because this is just a really fun way to working from home. I just finished homeschooling my kids this morning, and I'm going to be running some errands this afternoon, but I fit this in the other times. If you watch the replay, leave comments. I will be back throughout the week to answer them. And if you guys have any other videos that you would like for me to talk about something specific, I'd be happy to do that too.